Alright, today I'm going to be showing you how to diagnose the p0010. Now this is pretty much for all Ecotechs. The one that I'm working on is a 2016 Chevy Equinox. Again, this will be for all Ecotechs, the 2.4 liter motors. But if you haven't already, comment down below if you have any questions in regard to this. Give it a thumbs up and then hit that subscribe button for more upcoming videos. And then before we start this video, make sure you do your oil change first. If the oil is dirty, then I would recommend you to replace it before, because that sometimes could be the issue. It could be throwing up the p0010. That would cause that too as well, and then that would cause like a stalling and drivability, poor of performance. In this case, my customer basically didn't change the oil on time and damaged the solenoid. It was a little bit gunked up on some debris, but I will go ahead and show you how to diagnose that symptom when we'll go ahead and start this video right after the intro. We're going to go ahead and take off this whole Ecotech intake. So basically you're going to need a Phillips or a flathead screwdriver or an 8mm, so we'll take off that. Then we're going to go ahead and take off this. So this one, don't pull on one side, just try to, like, you know, wiggle, keep it firm. So, and just pull back like that. Now if this breaks, obviously because it's just brittle and it's just getting old. And then same thing right here where the throttle body is at, we're going to go ahead and unscrew this bolt. So now we're going to go ahead and take off this. So basically you're going to pull this right back and forth, and then it should come right off. We'll set this aside. And now we're going to pull off our engine cover. So we need to take off the oil cap first, and then just pull this up. Every corner is going to have one, except where the oil cap's at. And then just kind of turn this like that, and then put back on your oil cap. So right here, in front of where the intake box is and the motor, where they meet, there's these two solenoids. One is for the intake, and then the other one's for the exhaust. Now, if you're getting an exhaust code, obviously you need to check out this one. This will be the similar setup of diagnosing as the intake. So what we're going to go ahead and do, we need to take off this connector. So we need to pull this right off. So basically you just wiggle this back and forth. Get a flat head and just pry in between that. And then push down on the clip right here. So just like that, as you can see. So basically this would be pushed in, and what I did was I got the flathead screwdriver in between this black plastic and then in between the white one. So I just pry it in between, just like that, until it pulled back. And then I push right here with the flathead screwdriver if it's kind of stuck on there. So you need to push down and then push this black tab right there and then pull right out. So here's the solenoid at a more close up. So there's a 10mm that is holding this solenoid. So we're going to go ahead and take off that 10mm. Now before you take off this solenoid, make sure that this area is cleaned. I already cleaned it. You can blow some air around it so that no debris falls in. Now what you're going to go ahead and do is you can either get some pliers and grab this metal piece and pull it out by letting it rest against this side of the valve cover, but on right here where the flathead screwdriver, so you'll let it rest aside there. But we can actually use the flathead screwdriver. So what you would do is just break this apart by going back and forth, and then you'll go once more over to this side and then you'll get your flathead screwdriver, so you would have it at an angle where this piece, this edge of the corner right here, will be picking up right under there, and then you're just gonna spin it counterclockwise. Just like that, it'll pop right up. So where I'm actually catching it is kind of right here. So basically like that, and I'll spin it counterclockwise. So what we want to go ahead and do is we want to visually inspect this. As you can see, it's already has some debris. I don't like seeing that. Now if it's full of debris, basically all you would have to do is just clean this up, the filter. You can spray some brake cleaner and clean that out, and then you're good to go. Now in this case, that's not the case. I believe this is broken inside. But what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to test it. So we're going to put a ground and a positive on this connector. Doesn't matter which way you put it, either way it's still going to work the same. So this is going to be my setup. I'm using a booster pack. You can actually use a battery from the vehicle. Let me see where I can you can show you. So you can use this right here as a testing. So this would be your positive, and then this would be your ground. So right here, so you'd put the ground cable right here, and then obviously positive right there. But since I have my own jumper pack, that's what I'm going to be using. So we're going to obviously have one test lead on the negative and then one test lead on the positive. So basically we're going to go ahead and connect. So we'll just go ahead and clamp this one down. And these, you can actually get these wires from Harbor Freight. I believe they're $4. And then this one, I'm going to just have as a tapper, just because we just want a quick response. And then we're going to go ahead and touch the other pin. Now basically what we want to hear is to see if we're going to see any spark or any clicking sound. So I'm not hearing anything on that, so we know that 100% that this is at fault. And then for the part number for that would be 917215 VVT solenoid. And then basically here's our new one. It comes with the new bolt. So basically we're going to do the same thing as we did for the other one. And you should be able to hear it make a click. So I don't know if you heard that. So I don't know if you can hear that in the video, but if you can, then obviously that's the noise that you should. So you should be hearing that plunge. So yeah, we're ready for the install. Now before we install it, we need to make sure we lubricate this O-ring with oil. So we're going to go ahead and wiggle this guy right down. I would recommend to take off the bolt, just because you want this actually seated in and not be forced down by a bolt. So we'll just spin that back and forth till it's seated in, and then we'll go ahead and put on the bolt. So what I did, basically I switched over this O-ring onto the original bolt. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is just thread it in by hand. And then we're going to go ahead and put on our connector, make sure it clips, and then push down the white clip. And you can see, you hear that clip. And then take off your oil cap, and then put on your engine cover. Make sure that this is lined up with the oil cap first, and then where my left hand is, you can feel the knob. Basically you want to line these guys up with these. So there's only going to be 3 of them, so there's 1, 2, 3. So we want to line those up. Put back on our oil cap, and then we're going to go ahead and put back on our intake. Make sure that the first intake, like this piece right here, sits up on the throttle body first, and then there's going to be 2 poles that are sticking out. Now this needs to sit in that, so make sure those clip in, and then set the intake boot. We'll go ahead and tighten that. push back your PCV hose, and then we're going to tighten the other one on the throttle body. Now if this video helped you out, comment down below, give it a thumbs up, and then hit that subscribe button for more upcoming videos in the future. And thanks for watching.